Sometimes I'm asked, why did I decide to become a lawyer? And the truth is, I don't like authority. I really felt like the best way to be in a position to pave my own path in life is to have the knowledge necessary to go out into the world and to deal with a lot of the issues that come up. And a lot of that has to do with the law, coupled with a strong desire to read. I grew up reading a lot, and I've always been a lifetime learner. This sense of wanting to be in control of my own destiny, having resistance against authority, and wanting to be in a position where I couldn't be taken advantage of in the world led me to wanting to become a lawyer. And then once I went through the process of starting to go through law school, then you start having to figure out who it is that you want to represent in the world, right? Who do you want to assist with this knowledge? In my life, when I looked at who did I want to assist, I said, well, do I want to spend my days working for big corporations? Do I want to work for insurance companies? Am I going to feel good coming home saying, well, I just saved State Farm some money today on the backs of some family that probably needed it? And I very early on aligned with the idea that the lawyer that I wanted to become was a lawyer for the people, a lawyer for the little guy, because I always viewed myself as the little guy. And I wanted to be able to use that knowledge base that I had achieved through my years of school and law school, and to have that benefit, regular, everyday people rather than huge corporations. And so I actually went to work for a personal injury law firm the Monday after I finished law school. Before I even sat for the bar exam, I studied for the bar exam while working full-time for a personal injury law firm. It's all that I've ever done since 1992 when I graduated from law school. And if you think about it, I've now been a personal injury lawyer in my lifetime, for more years than I haven't been a personal injury lawyer in my lifetime. In terms of my background and experience that kind of prepared me for what I do now, I grew up in a family where my father was born on his kitchen table in rural Tennessee because his family could not afford to go to the hospital. And my dad's dream was to grow up, get his own education, and then put all of his kids through college. And I was fortunate enough to be born into a family where education was a central theme. There was never a time when I grew up where if you asked me, well, what do you do after high school? It was always, well, you go to college. And my family ended up coming from a very middle-class background. My brother and sister were better at the science side of things. They're both doctors, and I ended up going to law school. Some call it the black sheep of the family. We've got two doctors and a lawyer, but my parents made that a central theme, and education was always paramount. And then my mother, if you think about what lawyering is, right? It not only is it having the legal knowledge and the education, but it's being in a position to advocate for your client. My mom was the first female to graduate from the University of Florida with a master's degree in theater. And so I had this great exposure to theater and the arts through my mother, and that sort of performance art and that sort of, it's a different setting, but there's some similarities in terms of the public speaking angles and enjoying the arts. So it's kind of this mixture of this very driven family from an educational side of things, and then this very artistic side that my mother brought to the table. And I spent many nights down while my mom was directing plays, literally sitting and watching rehearsal and doing my homework and watching the actors. And so that made me feel, I think, very comfortable in speaking, public speaking, and speaking on behalf of people.